I was very angry with that showing yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'll get to him, for sure.
Yeah.
I'll get to him.
Yeah.
But there's a few players that would have got it, but Gyökeres would have been the brunt of my... And I was ready to go dark with it. I ain't even gonna stop. I ain't really gonna lie. Like, I was fuming.
Yeah.
But
Wow, did I really make this?
Okay, yes people, we're back for another episode 12, Minichats, a lot of football to cover. Yeah, a lot happened this weekend. But I think we start at Villa Park. Of course, Aston Villa 2, Arsenal 1. And look, I did say before, around a month ago. So now we've just got into the December phase, right? And everyone's playing 6 fixtures in the December phase. That is a potential 18 points to pick up. Everyone's just played their first 3 in terms of the league. And Arsenal have picked up a total of 4 points out of the potential 9 points in the league. Before this, they were comfortably first. And I was saying that I think things are more open than it seems. I think once some injuries start happening as we get into December, we don't know. And now Aston Villa are third, 3 points behind Arsenal, and Man City are second, only 2 points behind Arsenal. Okay, yeah, so with that being said now, when you look at their defence and the injuries, obviously Mascherano's got injured, Saliba's got injured. Who's the third option? Gabriel has got injured also. So now we're looking, chopping, changing, and with those, a lot of their set piece options and players they rely on to help in their set piece, tactics aren't available. And you're seeing now that they're not winning games as comfortably. And I do think they were over reliant on set pieces. And as a championship team, it's weird. Like, this isn't a team that wins a championship doesn't normally look this way. So is how I felt. And a lot of the fans weren't with the way they were winning. And now we've got to a point now where they were winning like 1-0s and 2-0s, by the way. And one of those goals will be a set piece. Maybe they'll get one open play and another set piece. More like 2-3-0s. They weren't really winning 1-0s, but one of them was always a set piece goal. And now that that's kind of gone, to me it seems like it's beginning to catch up with them. Obviously you've got a few players that you can say haven't really been at their best, such as like Gyökeres or, I don't know, with Calafiori. Calafiori's he's looked good in some games he hasn't looked great. But overall, yeah, like I knew that I think this league is a lot more open than people were making out. And even though I do think if Arsenal don't win this title, they bottled it. I do think that because of the lead they did have and how they were like, people were talking about greatest defensive record ever, clean sheets, things like this. So they definitely should have been winning the league. And I still think they got some of the best depth. And I still think they're the best covered in every area in terms of defence, midfield and attack. I still think, even including City, I think City's defence has still is vulnerable, to be honest. So yeah, with all that being said, we look at Arsenal now, and they're still, I still put my money on them to win the league, still. Like, to this point, I do still do that. But I think it's a lot more open than it was made, than everyone made out, and it wouldn't surprise me if either City or Villa. I don't think Chelsea are in the race. I just think they're too fragile in defence and too inconsistent. And honestly, I think them playing last season, and then the Club World Cup, and then some friendlies, and then this season, they just haven't had a break. And now it's going to start catching up to them a little bit, I think, with Chelsea. But Villa and Man City are really... really Villa, I think, are the only ones who can really... But then Man City just have that thing with... Arsenal, and they could just be motivated by that because they've got this little like tension and Pep and his ego and Arteta being who he is and whatnot. So that's why City are in the race for me still. But yeah, I did say this. I know Liverpool are in a very bad place, and we'll get to that later. But Arsenal are still in the best position. But yeah, all the injuries now. Do they need to have a big January suddenly after everyone they did sign? Saying, because I know Liverpool need to. So like, we don't know with Arsenal. Is that a possibility? We don't know. But obviously we'll go into the Champions League, see how that goes. But I said this like a month ago, and now exactly what I said. The injuries, December, all the fixtures. This, that, the set pieces being over-reliant on it. You need to generate more goals from open play, which I think they've struggled to do a little bit lately, last 3 games. So apart from the win, actually. So like, yeah, obviously you probably have a lot to cover regarding this result and everything that happened. So have you got anything to specifically respond to what I just said?
Yeah, so I'll do that first. Firstly, my voice is a bit gone, so apologies. But yeah, I got a lot to cover in regards to this game, but to sort of rebuttal to some of the points, I think they're fair. Like, I don't think I've never really discounted a title threat to us, and I've always marked City as that team, just due to history and everything. I've said it on many episodes. So, not mad at that at all. You'd be almost foolish. Yeah, you'd almost be foolish to think otherwise. That City aren't someone to be concerned about at the very least.
Fair enough.
Villa, and I like Villa a lot. The Europa thing, I think, is something that will hurt them, because I think, with Emery's record there, they're probably a team that is going to progress in that competition quite far. They're definitely a better team than Man U were last season, and Tottenham, both who got to the final. So it wouldn't surprise me if Villa kind of fall away a bit in regards to title hopes, maybe top 4 or something. So I'm really looking at City, and yeah, not mad at that. That's fair. Set piece comment. I don't think we've been over reliant on it, and it depends on where. When you're saying the 4 points in 9 thing, it depends on where you start it, because we could start from and I guess we're talking just Premier League, so fair. But we've just come off a strong week, in my opinion. Just prior to the Villa game, I think Tottenham, Bayern and Chelsea, that was really the week that we were all looking at as, I'm
looking at it as November.
Yeah, fair. But in terms of just fixtures in general, just getting through that week with positive results, unbeaten, I think that was a testament to the team's strength and our quality. And I think it's just caught up with us just a tiny bit, and, I think this is a result that can happen. I think it's nowhere near the Sunderland draw. That was really a calamity. I think Villa, that can happen. Like, Villa are, them and Newcastle are the 2 teams that they could, any given day, they can take points off us, and thankfully we got a chance to put that right. 30th of December we played them, so we played them again in the same calendar year, within the same season, which isn't usually common. Actually, no, sometimes it is.
Fixtures, I guess it's after Chris is like
just before New Year's.
When's on match week 18? Is it Boxing Day fixtures?
I think so. Yeah.
So then that does make sense.
Yeah.
That's basically the reset after Boxing Day.
Exactly. So. Like, we got a chance to put that right, and I look forward to that game. And the set piece, I don't think we've been that overly, like, even then we haven't struggled to score. Yeah, maybe not too many, but we've mainly been a defensive team this season anyway. So one goal wins would do it for us earlier this season. And yesterday that could have been the case again. Like, it could have been, we could have won 1-0. but obviously Villa scored 2, and Villa were better than us, to be honest. So I can't really complain about that game. But one thing that does have to be considered with everything is the fact that we're the only City. The only key player City are missing is Rodri, and even then he's around, but he's not fully sharp yet. So this is kind of City at their full strength, more or less full strength, 95% full strength level at this moment, and this is how they're looking. Yeah, they were strong yesterday, but they're still inconsistent, and you can score goals against them for sure. If you wanted to say Villa, this would be them at their full strength. Chelsea have just got Palmer back, but they're not winning games.
Yeah.
So when you look at all the other teams, no one has the amount of absentees that we have. So with that being said, I believe once Saliba and Gabriel come back, the team will go to a whole nother level again. Defending such a big part of our game, and you could just see yesterday, it's just all those were some of those Wenger away days when just all over the place, Mustafi, Cassell, when everyone's just flying into tackles, people aren't in their positions. It's just all free for football, and it was frustrating to look at, because that's just not how we've been. We've been really resolute this season, so to see us all over the place was a bit annoying. But
Rodgers was having some joy.
Yeah, sure. Rodgers was getting space. Even McGinn was picking up little pockets. Tielemans,
someone who begins with M. I'm forgetting his name, but someone played cold for Villa, maybe Brazilian or something. I'm forgetting his name.
Kamara.
Yeah, mate. Kamara, was it? Yeah.
Kamara. I know you were rating him, yes.
Yeah, maybe it was Kamara. I said M. Yeah.
Because not Marlon, would it?
No, not Marlon. Marlon didn't play great, I didn't think, when he came.
Matson.
Ian Matson did play
Matson.
left back. He played good. But I think it was Kamara I was thinking of. It was someone. Yeah.
Matson had a decent game.
Yeah, Matson did play well. Yeah, left back. Yeah.
Yeah. To be fair as well, but even before I wanted to get to all of Arsenal thing, I do want to credit to Villa as well, because unlike a lot of our fan base, I do respect Emery. I think anyone who's followed me for a long time knows that I've liked him for a while, and I respect him. So if someone's gonna get one over us this season, then fair play to him. Emi Martinez too, and credit to him, and I do wish them the best for the rest of the season. I do like Emery, I respect him. He's a good, very good manager.
Yeah.
Good morals, good man. So fair play to him, and he gave our team the credit that was due, and respected the progress we've made. So. No smoke for Emery at all. Fair play to him, and we move on. But getting into us now, and firstly I want to shout out someone that was in the YouTube comments last week, Elia Dunford. So it was actually a critique of me in a way, but I take it, and I accept it, and I actually think a point was a good point. So he said most of Shub's takes are reactionary. I think he could have different thoughts if the pod was recorded a day late. And yesterday is when I realised that is definitely true, because had we recorded straight after that game, there's no telling where I would have taken it on certain players. I'm just gonna keep it about
Which players?
Gyökeres being one of them, the main guy. I was very angry with that showing yesterday.
Yeah.
And I'll get to him for sure. I'll get to him. But there's a few players that would have got it, but Gyökeres would have been the brunt of my, and I was ready to go dark with it. I ain't really gonna lie. I was fuming.
Yeah.
But thankfully a day, been outside. Calm down a bit, you see other results and stuff, and you just have a day and you settle, and then it's okay, we can actually look at this again in a more measured way. So fair play on that take, and I agree, a day late has done a world of good, because I was ready to tear into. But let's get into some of my points, right? So
go on.
Right, so I've mentioned the injuries thing, and I think that is a key reason in why we're just dropping a few points at the minute. Gabriel, Saliba being out, both of them out is a big problem. I think one of them out where we can survive. Both of them out, and Mosquera, who's like the immediately called upon one. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. Yeah. And I don't think Timber's excelling at centre back, to be honest. And it's mad because that's his actual natural position. That's the position he made it as a professional in, and it's who we signed him as. But at centre back in this league, he's all over the place. His positioning isn't right, and I don't know if it was per instruction to always attack the ball higher up. But Hikampié was basically a one-man defence back there. Like, he was sweeping everything. He was on the right. He was at right back at one point, left back, centre back. And he's getting critiqued for, like, Arsenal fans. I see some of them saying stuff like, obviously because he kicked the ball out for a throw, and fair play. But why is he over there at right back? Do you know what I mean? Like, he was literally that whole 90 minutes. He's everywhere. He's carrying Calafiori at left back, and this is what I said. Calafiori, Gabriel's been doing it. Rice has been doing it. Now Hikampié is doing it. We're gonna get to Calafiori in a bit, but like Timber for me, I would maybe you might have to consider switching him and Ben White. Maybe put Ben White centre back for now, and Timber at right back, because I didn't like anything I saw of Timber. The only thing I like from him is on the ball, with the ball. He can bring it out decently, but so can Ben White anyway. So that shouldn't be an issue. But I think he just wasn't that great in terms of just the areas he was in, the zones he was in. He was dragged out everywhere. I didn't really see any great duels from him, and that's a big issue, that centre back situation, and we got to figure that out fast. And the Champions League is a good opportunity midweek to actually kind of look at that again. Yeah, like maybe you get Timber to get a bit of rhythm again, or you just make a different decision. I don't know, but we'll see. But the injuries is a big reason, and that's why I'm kind of calm about that result, because Villa are a good team and we're just not at full strength. Right, so there's that. So Odegaard, man, this is a big dilemma we've got now, and it's a serious issue, because he's our captain. He's someone that sets the rhythm of our game for sure. And he's been a great player for us in the past few, like maybe 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. Odegaard's been sensational. He's amazing to watch, especially when he's on it. I felt up until last season was very surprisingly consistent as well. For a player of that ilk and profile, they're not really usually consistent. They're amazing to watch on their day, but they have a lot of off days. I felt Odegaard for like 3 years was very consistent throughout seasons, and decent statistics as well, and just performed well a lot of the games. Maybe you can question his top 4 or big 6 game record and stuff, but overall, there wasn't too many complaints. But now we are getting to that point of is this project leaving him behind a bit? And the reason I say that is because, so previously on the last episode, I spoke on getting Eze and Odegaard in the same team. For sure, them in the same midfield, the same set, like interiors together. No way. No, let's like rubbish that right now. It can't happen. We need a balance there. Yeah. But we've been very open to getting them in the same team, which means Eze on the left wing, Odegaard in the middle. That's what was done yesterday. Now, I believe even with that, we still didn't get to see the full potential, because you still got the number 9's a false 9 still in Marino. So you still don't have anyone to stretch the game like that anyway. So I still think it was still too clogged. Everyone wants to be central. And I get it, because Villa had McGinn and Rodgers out wide, so they're going to tuck in as well. So it's going to be a big battle in there in terms of players trying to, take up these zones in central spaces. So Arteta was looking at that, but I think it was just maybe too much, and it's a shame, because when Gyökeres did come on, Eze came off, so it's like, we kind of don't get to see if that is the way to go or not. So, and to be fair, Trossard is the same kind of a similar profile in terms of coming short as well, sometimes, even though he stays wide. So I guess you could say not much change in terms of the setup. But, you know, Eze's characteristics are still different from Trossard, so you still kind of just at least want to see that. We didn't get to, and fair enough. But I think, like I said last week, Eze's developed so much at 8 now where I don't know if it's worth putting him out wide, and I think we might have to let him and Odegaard battle it out. And at the end of the day, Eze is a new signing. They're both the same age, bang on the same age, born bang on in the same year. And yeah,
that's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one.
You've got your captain who's just obviously come back,
right?
And it's a season where you're really going for it.
Yeah.
And it's a World Cup year, and I think both of them have made. Both of their respective clubs have made national.
Have made a World Cup.
World Cup. So like, that's like, who do you really? That's a difficult one. It's
a difficult one.
Who would you pick? If you had to pick one, like,
well,
I know it's hard, and you obviously say rotate, and it's obviously more nuanced in that certain games will suit certain players. In fact, certain attackers and different players will mean it's better for certain players to play. Yeah. But like, if one did 60% and another did 40% of the remaining games at 10, who would it be?
So I think, like you're saying, with the setup, that's a very big point. And at this moment, I'm going to go Eze because...
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I'm going to go Eze because I think the way we started the season, we're just playing a bit different. And, you know, the North London derby as well sealed it as well. And I think also he's just a more powerful runner. He's not as... it's not as intimate as Odegaard in terms of his play and delicacy. But he's still very technical, and he's just a more powerful runner. So I think we're more direct. We've got better transitional threat, and we're just a bit more powerful when Eze's in the middle. Even though Eze's not the most powerful, even times yesterday on the left wing, he got flinged off a bit, but he still gets back up on his feet and retains it really well. And he's stronger than Odegaard for sure.
Yeah, for sure. He's a lot more direct.
Yeah,
for sure.
Far more direct.
Because Odegaard's style suits a Champions League a lot more. I feel like the way he plays as a cam is suited a lot better in the Champions League compared to Eze's in the Prem, because the Prem is such a direct league, bro. Like,
but
Odegaard do them diagonal like balls across, which they are good and can work. Whereas Eze's will more be like a short, snappy ball, you're straight one-on-one. Whereas they're like a bit different in that way, I think.
I do agree, but the reason I don't want to be too harsh is because it would be like pretending Odegaard hasn't been arguably the second best playmaker in the league last 4 or 5 years.
He hasn't been
outside KDB.
He hasn't been the playmaker in a team that can win the league.
Maybe not, but KDB won all 4 of them, and that's the only one I'm putting above him in the last 5 years. I always hate using City,
as I always say, I hate using them, and you always use them as examples because their depth and everything around it is so hard to like replicate. They're hard to use. For me, they're an anomaly, a bit of an outlier, But
if you're saying who's been a better playmaker than Odegaard in the last 4 or 5 years, the answer would be the guy that has taken those titles off him. Last season, obviously, Liverpool took one off him, but I wouldn't say Liverpool had a playmaker like Salah was their most creative player, and we don't really put him in that type of argument. Trent maybe as well, but it's obviously a different position as well. So the actual number 10 playmaker type that's been above Odegaard in the last 4 or 5 years overall is the guy that's taken all those titles off him, basically, which is KDB. So, like, I would say he's Premier League adjusted, but I think in terms of our style of playing, the direction we're going, it's just different now. And also Zubimendi plays a big part in that. And
they're both so equal, Eze and O, to me. They both won the FA Cup as well, innit? FA Cup each.
No, it might have been just before Odegaard, you know.
Oh, Arsenal's one. Fair.
So Odegaard hasn't won anything in England. Well, Community Shields, but Odegaard hasn't won anything. But he's won. I think he's won the equivalent of an FA Cup out in Spain. But
Copa del Rey.
Yeah, Copa del Rey, and like they're both similar level. Like Odegaard is, you know, got a bigger reputation and whatnot. But I think the way we're moving, and Zubimendi is a big part of that too.
Would you be open to Odegaard's summer transfer?
Yeah, so that's where I'll get to, and the reason why is because, like we're saying, Odegaard's not going to tolerate bench for too. Like he's got a year of battling it out, and if your captain can't be in your best team when they're at their best, then yeah, we're gonna have to obviously start considering things, and it'll be sad. It'll be very sad, but that's the way it's kind of looking now. Obviously, like I said, it's not our strongest team, so you would like to give Odegaard that grace, but I still think him and Zubimendi in the same midfield is too soft, and I think Odegaard, when we're saying he was Premier League adjusted, we've had in the last couple of years Partey and Rice with him, so those are two really physical specimens, two players that don't really get bullied like that. So Odegaard can do what he does. When you got Zubimendi, who's very soft, Zubimendi's like. Even though, like, surprisingly, he's quite good in the air. Like, his timing's quite good. His timing is good. But overall, you know, you can bully Zubimendi. You can press him. And, you know, he's soft. And Villa ran through our midfield so much yesterday. It really felt like one of those old Wenger games where that, you know, away from home that you didn't enjoy, to be honest. And, yeah, like, I don't like looking at that midfield, how soft it looks right now. So I think Zubimendi is also, you know, part of the reason why, you know, it's not just Eze. Zubimendi's also harmed Odegaard. And when you remember the zones that Odegaard receives the ball in and turns and does what he does, Zubimendi's picking up a lot of those zones too. And now we're just spreading out those roles now. Eze's taking care of the final third part of what Odegaard used to do. Zubi's doing the deeper part. So Odegaard, to be fair to him, used to do, like, cover all bases. But you know, we've kind of found a way around that now, and maybe we are looking at a situation where our best balance doesn't involve Odegaard anymore. And like Partey, Xhaka, maybe the project has moved on, and, you know, it's very sad to say because I really like Odegaard, but when I looked at that yesterday, I was just like, this is like kind of how like we were even last season. It's just brought back that kind of feeling, and the game being a bit slow, and he got man of the match and stuff, but man of the match with us not winning is, you know, a reminder of how life was like. And, you know, the way we started this season with the Eze, Rice and Zubimendi midfield, I think that's the way to go now. And, you know, it's unfortunate, but, you know, there's some games where you can still go with what we went with yesterday, so you can get Odegaard, Eze in, and, you know, some smaller games, but away from home, especially against a decent opposition, sorry, it's too soft. Like we were just getting bullied. Even their winning goal, like the amount of opportunities we had to just get rid of it.
That goal.
It's just everyone's
that moment.
It's all over the place, and no one just took charge of that situation. Get rid of the ball. Everyone's on the floor fighting for it, and we're so soft. Zubimendi, Odegaard, and it just feels too soft. And I think Zubimendi, Odegaard in the same midfield isn't it? So I'm at that point with Odegaard. And, you know, let's get to Gyökeres, man.
That's definitely the last one, Gyökeres.
I ain't gonna lie, I got a few still, but
he came off the bench then yesterday.
Gyökeres. So Gyökeres. So when I said I was ready to go there with him yesterday, like, I was very annoyed, and the reason being is because it's not only because you're under par, as like you're just not at the level overall. Like, you're actually starting to get a bit of an attitude about it. Who do you think you were like? So he came on, right? So he came on, and it's almost like he felt disrespected that Marino's starting over him these days, and like he was strutting around and kind of not running. There was times he was getting bullied off and then didn't press after that, and it's like, wait, are you like pissed off about what's going on? Marino's better than you. Let's keep it up. Marino's better than you. Deal with it. He's better than you, footballer. Full stop. Anything. He's better. Better anything than you. He's a better player than you. Deal with that. He scores more goals than you. Turns up in big games. Even in his last season, he was doing the big games. That was his first season. I know he's played in the Prem before, but his first season in a new position. So I'm not hearing this. Give him a while to settle in and all that. Nah, you've had more than enough time. You were starting for ages, and you haven't been good enough. That's just the reality. You haven't been good enough. And yesterday, like, when you weren't pressing at all and you were getting bullied off the ball by their centre backs, like as big as you are, that's the things. When people were making excuses for the fact that Gyökeres wasn't scoring enough goals, people were saying, but the hold-up playing, the strength and this and that. But you're not doing that no more, so what are you bringing? It's like playing with 10 men. Literally, we couldn't sustain pressure. We couldn't get out. and the ball was kind of coming back like a boomerang. And yeah, man, like Gyökeres isn't good enough for this football club. That's just a reality. I think people got to start being real with it. He's not like, he's just such an under par player, that I think he really, really let us down. And you know, Trossard came on maybe 25 minutes, 30 minutes, enough to have an impact, scored a goal. Gyökeres did decent for that goal as well. He got in the 6-yard box, caused some chaos, bounced out to Trossard, nice finish. But what are you doing for the Declan Rice cross? How are you not breaking your neck to get in the box when you pride yourself on goals? Like, that's literally what we signed you for. You got to do that again, and you're fresh off the bench. You ain't played in weeks. You've been well rested. So there's no reason for him not to run around and like fucking put himself about. So at this moment in time, like, we're looking at a situation like where Gyökeres shouldn't be our starting striker, and he's got to accept his situation. Yeah, he'll play midweek and whatnot, but he let us down big time yesterday, and I'm fed up with Gyökeres.
Okay,
I just don't think he's good enough.
With Gyökeres, Marino, Havertz, Jesus, if they're all fit,
Gyökeres is fourth.
Okay.
Gyökeres is
Who's
fourth.
that?
Now, the only thing that can help is if Jesus doesn't come back the way he was, and Jesus looks an absolute shadow. But I think there'll be enough ability in Jesus to at least look. He's a better footballer than Gyökeres.
You think the brand new signings?
Yeah, he's shit.
I
I was really thinking about how he ranks in terms of just overall, like, because I think he's arguably the worst striker we've ever signed. Like, I was thinking how low, like, is he top 30? You know, he's like, I was thinking Jeffers is better than him. Like, Wiltord, Carnu, Shamak, Bentner. I could keep Sanogo. I think Sanogo is better than him.
Yeah, it's that similar level.
I think Sanogo's better than him. Sanogo, part of the FA Cup. For, like, I think Gyökeres is bad. Like, so fucking shit. Like, he's so bad, man. Like, and he's not got a good touch. He can't run in a straight line. He can't control the ball. He's not got the energy to get to press, but also get in the box on a transition. He can't turn. He can't get his shots off. He can't get his shots off quick enough. So, you know, even when he's in on goal, you can still kind of nick the ball off him because he can't accelerate his foot to get his shot. He's just not.
Big defenders give him a tough time. Kanate manhandled him bad in that game. And I think it was Konza.
And Konza's not big like that. Konza's not big like that. So for him to bully you, there's a real problem here.
Yeah.
And I think, but I'm not really trying to hear it with Gyökeres. I think, let's not even waste time. I don't think there's anything to. I think he's a bad player, very bad player. I think he's so poor. So I'm gonna leave that there because, you know, like I said, I would have taken it somewhere else yesterday, but you know, I'm just gonna leave that there. But that's how I feel about Gyökeres, and I don't even know if there's anything you can do to change my mind on it. Like, he might do well in the Champions League midweek and all that, but like, you're just a not. I don't think you should make.
So you mentioned earlier to me he needs to get like 5 to 10 goals before the new year. So like, because they're all like small level, like his level. Not championship, but lower league level sides. Like, if he can do that, then that can maybe.
But you need an incredible run. You need like Haaland numbers in the next, like, before the end of December, like before January. You need like Haaland numbers to even make me think, because I don't like any of his other qualities, like, to be honest. So let me just move on from him. Calafiori, man, I think it was very bad yesterday, and I still stand on what I said. Like, and what I noticed is people were saying after Brentford, he defended well, right? And one thing that was taken out of context with that is, he doesn't defend well against wingers or attackers. Like Brentford, the only players he was facing 1v1 were wing backs. So that's why it looked like he defended well. Against actual wingers and attackers, he never does. Everything good he's done in an Arsenal shirt is in an attacking sense. And the only good game he's played defensively was because it was against wing backs anyway. It wasn't wingers. So when you propose that problem in front of him again, like yesterday, he got torn apart. He can be carried, this guy, bro. He made that mistake when he was trying to control it, I think, and he was coming in, and he was just so sloppy. And I think, man, like, the fact that Calafiori, like, you know, Gabriel and Saliba have been out injured, and he's been part of this resolute defence that we've had over the past few years. To be fair to Raya, he's come up with some big saves. But Calafiori hasn't stepped up at all.
Yeah.
He hasn't stepped up and said, "Listen, I'm basically alongside Timber. I'm the main guy that's been part of this run back here, and I'm still present in the team. And let me take charge of the situation." He ain't done that. Hikampie outshined him. Hikampie's shown more leadership qualities than him in defence. And I feel like Calafiori, we're having a bit of an issue with him, and that's how I feel about him. And then I said Hikampie, I said Timber, see, this is where I was at yesterday when I was about to say Gyökeres should play under 21s for the rest of the season. I was there with it. You should play reserves. But the last, this will be the last point. I think as well. I think what people do, Arsenal fans especially, what we need to now acknowledge is we are a better defensive team than attacking. And I've had debates about this with good friends and stuff. Like about the way we're playing, and I think Arteta's gone for it. Since Tottenham, he's gone for it. We've played very open. Fullbacks have been higher than ever. I think Ben White is almost a symbol of how we're approaching the game. Ben White starting is okay. The fullbacks are going to be bombing on now, and since Tottenham,
do you think he got the best out of Saka, like kind of them together again?
Yeah, maybe, but
Saka seems to play his best with Ben White.
Yeah, it's very true. It is true, but that didn't win us titles in the past. So I think going a new way, and I just hope that we get back to I hope people now appreciate that. Actually, as a defensive unit, I kind of prefer winning football games. Yes, entertaining and stuff, and we've seen a lot of goals in our games end to end, but I prefer just winning football matches. And like I said, let's not be picky with how we want to win. Like, let's just want to win. And I think let's just be a solid team again, hard to beat again, and let's stop all this bombing for it's just uncomfortable viewing, and I prefer when we're just solid and winning 1-0 and stuff, and thriving off that. So I think we've learned a lot about this team, but like I said, I'm not worried too much. I think a Villa result like that can happen, and they're a good team, and fair play to them. But once we get our players back, we'll go again, and hopefully put another run of games together. We were 18 unbeaten, by the way, in all comps before this happened. So it's a slip up that can happen. We've been very consistent and more consistent than every other team, and that are being posed as threats. So let's just calm down, and move on. But
look, quick last one, with Saka. Just in terms of he got subbed off, obviously, maybe 60th minute when you guys needed a goal, it seemed, and stuff. And what's your opinions with? Because I think he's been a bit out of it in terms of form. I'd say your best attacking player has been Trossard, easily this season. And even in 20 minutes, he did the most, you can say, for the team. So, what are your opinions in terms of Saka this season? Just off season or
Well, maybe
needs a bit of improvement. Maybe I'm making it look worse than it. What do you think?
I mean, I stand on where I stood with it last week, basically, which is that
he needs to improve.
And he's got to be more adjusted to the rotational situation now. I think, I don't think I have seen a bit of that. We were wrong to bring Saka off, and I do hear it. I do hear it because Saka was getting in a bit of a groove. But at the end of the day, I think tactically it wasn't a wrong decision. We needed a counter. We were because Gyökeres couldn't hold the ball up. We were so camped in our half that we needed some outlets to break on it. And with Trossard having just come on, Saka was the only one you could have taken off, and Madueke needed it, and that gave us a bit. There was times Madueke got in isolation and stuff. So I stand on Saka's got to stay in a rotational role now, and kind of deal with that until he's producing numbers that puts him far above everyone else. But Trossard is doing that, not Saka. So I love I'll always love Saka, no doubt about that. But I'm not.
Got to do same stances. Okay, quickly, fully. This is a quick last one. So far, let's say if Arsenal didn't win the league, Arteta in or out.
I'm always backing Arteta. I'm always backing Arteta, but that will
If you bottle it, don't win the league.
Yeah, that will be a big issue, though.
Yeah.
That will be a very, very big issue that we'll have to address and discuss and add the context around it when we get to that point. But
if it does get
yeah.
Okay, no, fair enough.
But I'm confident.
Fair enough. The next point was really, the next topic was City, Villa and Arsenal in terms of the race. But I think we kind of...
Yeah, I kind of covered
that. Yeah, we kind of covered that.
Yeah.
So, obviously, we now get to Leeds 3, Liverpool 3 at Ellen Road.
Yeah.
They made it tough. Yeah. They made it very tough for Liverpool.
I've been talking for a minute, but I might as well just get it all out. Let me just do that because this was mad.
This was mad. There's more to talk. There's more to Salah. That's more to cover.
Yeah, but it's all part of the same topic. Because what's funny is obviously we watched the game. We watched the Arsenal game noon early kickoff together.
Yeah.
And obviously, I went out and wasn't around for the Liverpool game basically, and then I just come back to this chaos. It's like what happened? Firstly, I find out that Liverpool are up, and then someone told me, Leeds have just equalised, and it's like, okay, shit, that's crazy. And then you then message me about the Salah. I'm like, wait, what? So boy, it's like coming back. You think our result felt like a storm, and then that shit happened. It's like shit. So, but I mean, so obviously, like I said, I didn't watch the game, so I don't have too much of a view on the game. But you know, obviously, Liverpool will be disappointed to drop points again to Leeds. Yeah, you could say that it's more positive results in terms of they're not losing as much anymore. And coincidentally, it has been since Salah's been dropped, I believe. Yeah. So that's something, but we're still talking about defending champions. So drawing to Leeds is a disappointing result. I don't know what I want for Isak. Like I'm seeing because I'm seeing images of like Salah on the bench, obviously getting all the coverage, but he's right next to the most expensive player in Premier League history, and he's just flying under the radar, comfortably being shit. It's like. How are we just skipping this? And he should be grateful for Salah, for taking the burden off him, because you're just comfortably on the bench, just rolling with these results. It's mad. So there seems like there's huge problems over there. And, man.
Obviously, there's massive
your defense
problems.
and all of that.
Yeah, man. There's huge problems. So the game yesterday, disappointing game. It started so well as well. Yeah, man, first half was decent half. Ekitike, I've been saying it for ages, and this is how I feel now. Ekitike, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, and who's my fourth? Ekitike, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and Wirtz. Yeah. These four players need to always start, I feel like. They need to start every game. And we rotate. Does Gakpo start? I don't know. Does Isak start? I don't know. Does Salah start? I don't know. But does McAllister? For instance, yesterday, Jones started instead of McAllister.
Can you give your reasoning for Wirtz?
For Wirtz? Because... I guess it doesn't need to be explained with the other three you're saying.
Yeah, I understand the other three.
But for Wirtz, you think he should be in the same pool as everyone else? So.
Maybe, or just if, because I would assume it will be because of the price and the investment, you have to get it right. But then Isak's not given that same grace, so I am wondering, genuinely interested.
That's a good question. Yeah. So with Wirtz, number one, I think as of late he's been one of our better players. He hasn't been getting the goals or assists, you can say, even though he very much created that goal. That was an own goal the other day. It was counted as an own goal. Yeah. But he created that, and no matter what you say, everyone thought it was his goal. So he's impacted games very positively as of late. Yeah. We need to see how we look without Salah, and he looks better without Salah. And I did do a little breakdown in the week, basically about tactics and tactically how we want to go. And I was saying in that breakdown that really Salah should only be on the pitch if Szoboszlai or Frimpong's on the pitch, to be honest. I know that sounds mad, but the way he moves, because the only way we can get Salah into a right striker position, which is where we want him, even though officially he's a right winger, when we have possession, where you want him on the pitch is the right side of the penalty box. Yeah. If he's not there, he's ineffective, and at best he'll win you a throw-in or corner.
Yeah.
I said this a lot in that video. So the only way you can kind of get him there is by having players that can overlap and go to that right mid position, such as a Szoboszlai, who will sometimes drift there. He likes to naturally drift right if he's Cam, which is why he's been right mid, right back. And obviously Frimpong can go up quite high. He's quite an overlapper. So then Salah can move into that position. But we know that Wirtz naturally drifts to the left.
Yeah.
So it's very awkward for Wirtz and Salah both on the right-hand side. I've seen it a lot this season.
Yeah.
Like, Wirtz is both-footed, right, it seems. I still can't pinpoint what foot he is. But they both seem to always want to get the ball on their left when they're on the right, which just slows things down, especially if they're both linking up. Which they were doing a lot earlier this season, but we couldn't get the ball out of that area without the defence being able to set up before we really pose a threat.
Yeah.
I don't think they can play. I don't think their styles suit each other on the pitch. Wirtz and Salah. It's a very detailed one.
Yeah.
Salah needs someone who will go far, drift right, that allows him to come in, kind of, and Wirtz drifts left, so it just don't work.
Yeah.
So for me, Wirtz, so that's why I think Wirtz has looked a lot better lately since Salah's been dropped.
And why you put him in that 4 of...
Yeah, why I put him in a 4, because he's looked better since Salah. We've looked better as a team since Salah's dropped. We're not losing every game. If I'm going to be honest, up until like yesterday, well, we still haven't lost while Salah's on, because the game we drew. Yeah, we drew. So we won against West Ham, easy though, of course, but we did win that. And then the next game, now, obviously it ended up being a draw, but we were winning up to like half time. Yeah. And then Salah came on. Yeah. And then we conceded. And I'm not saying it was his fault, but whenever he's on the pitch, goals always end up in our net. And there's a few that are his fault, like the Man City game. There was one... the Doku one's his fault, because I watched that again recently. The way he didn't come back to help press, and O'Reilly went up, so Bradley had to defend O'Reilly and Doku, which is their left back and left mid. So like that, he can't defend 2 people at once. If your left back goes back, you have to go back. I'm sorry, like thing. So that one was actually his fault. And like when I'm looking at how we're set up and he doesn't want to run and stuff. So, you guys can probably tell what side I'm on for what we're going to get to later. Yeah. Because Salah said some things that really did not need to be said at this time, and you're the highest paid player at the team and one of the most senior players at the team. And I've been saying he's not moving like a senior player, bro. But we'll get to that anyway. He's not moving like a mature, but he's processing a lot. So I think he's still processing certain things. Yeah. But so. That's why I think those 4 are the 4 that have to start every game now. Yeah. Regardless. And I know it's a little bit mad for Isak.
Yeah, that is.
It is, but Ekitike is better. And I know it's harsh. We knew it would be this. Like, when we got Gakpo and Nunes, it was similar, bro. Like, we got 2, we knew it would be a Hunger Games. It's like, it's a Hunger Games thing. And like, maybe when Salah leaves, maybe Slot, whether it is still Slot or a new manager, can figure out a way to have them both on the pitch at the same time and create an impact. But for me, it's definitely Ekitike. There may be Ekitike and Salah, maybe Ekitike and Isak together, if you can facilitate that. But it's Ekitike. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's like, to me, he's done more than enough. When he was starting, we were winning, top of the table. Yeah. He got dropped. We dropped all the way to like mid-table. He had a little phase where he weren't really getting goals, but the whole team were at their lowest. So it's very hard to pinpoint him. Plus, he looked lively still in those moments. Yeah. And now he's come back, got a brace. Like a thing in a big Prem game, he's got a brace. He basically, that was a game where. It was one of those where he proper got the goals because we weren't doing much. Our attack, Wirtz, him, and Szoboszlai, the front 3, weren't really doing much. But he made the most out of a little. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's in the phase we've been in. This is all we've needed. When I say we defend well, hopefully get a clean sheet, and then someone like him can do what he did yesterday and get 2 goals. And that's how you get the 2-0, 2-1s and see out a league. That's like... And he's done everything. He cannot be dropped now. I'm sorry, like, if Slot drops him again for Isak and his Isak agenda, I think we just need to revisit Isak after we made some January signings in terms of maybe Isak starting. For me, it should have been that way from the jump. Isak should have been the option to maybe come off the bench in January because he's new. He didn't have a pre-season. He's adjusting to a lot of the media bullshit. It would have been, and Ekitike was on form. So to me, the smartest thing to do for the whole period that has just gone, Ekitike should have been starting most of the games, in my opinion. I know that sounds mad.
Do you regret the Isak signing?
Do I regret it?
Overall?
No, because I still look at it as like, I still don't regret it because I think it can be facilitated and it's just a great player in the team. It is strange with the way the Prem is. The Prem seems like you need more midfielders, so you can't have two strikers. It seems like it's always been that way as of late in the last 15 years or so. So whether we can really facilitate a team with two strikers is like
of that
the
level.
Question, of that level, because it's got to be one. And if I'm keeping one, it is Ekitike though. I'll be honest. The only question mark there is I do think Ekitike has big dreams, and I think Isak is a safer in terms of Ekitike will do it like a Madrid or Barca eventually. Maybe not a PSG because of how they done him, maybe. But I can tell he's got big dreams. You know what I'm saying? You can tell with like certain personalities. But still, like, if they both wanted, were like, nah, like, I want to start and it was next season, I'll keep Ekitike still. I'm not gonna lie, because I think we can still get 4 to 5 years out of him. How old is he? 22, 23?
Yeah, something like that, 22.
I think we can get him up until 27 to 28. So like with that, I would keep Ekitike. If it was like a summer thing, and I know that would be such a waste of money that we can't do. So really it comes down to just trying to facilitate both of them. But for me, Ekitike needs to be, I think, starting. Yeah, low key, I do think he needs to be prioritised. And it's such a difficult thing because obviously Isak's the biggest signing in Premier League history, bro. So how do you justify that?
Yeah,
but
that is mental.
It's mental. It's absolutely mental. And it's like, I guess they didn't see Ekitike being this good. They thought he would be like a backup. Yeah, more of an understudy backup. But I'm sorry, man. His style suits our play more as well because he naturally plays with his back to goal. And right now, that's the way we're playing, bro. We're not like getting in behind. Isak still needs to learn that. We're not like, that's more of a smaller club type of way of playing. Yeah, where you're always in behind and you always get these outlet little moments. We're playing with possession in their half third. So you need to basically have your back to goal, be comfortable with receiving the ball, turning. And I think he's been okay. He's been showing okay moments of doing that, but he's been far off from the Isak we know. But we got to understand the context of the Isak we know, which is that side that always play on that attacking threat where they always are waiting to counter. You know what I'm saying? We're a team that have the possession already, so you need to just know how to adapt to that type of game. You know what I'm saying? And I think Ekitike seems to me like he knows how to play in that type of system a lot better, to be honest. Like, even just with the pressing, and his Isak as of late has been seeming like he doesn't even want the ball in terms of a lot of the runs he's making are like behind defenders, or let's say someone's got, instead of coming to the near post, if someone's got the ball on the left, he'll go like to the far post. And it's like defenders are going to intercept that, and he's seeming like he don't even want. Ekitike's like the opposite. Give me the ball, bro. I want to. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry, bro, but there's levels to this thing, and I think we overpaid for Isak. Like, after, to me, his price is like more similar to Ekitike, 80 mil type level. Do you know what I mean? And we offered that, I think, and then they turned it down.
So do you
100
think,
we offered, I think 100, and they turned it down. So we shouldn't have done another.
So do you think if you bought Isak for that amount, do you think Ekitike was also overpriced a bit?
Yeah, I said when we first brought Ekitike.
You thought he was, then you think Isak's also overpriced.
Yeah, so I think but after seeing them, I thought Ekitike should have been closer to 60 in this market, 60 to 65.
Yeah.
Like what you pay for Gyökeres, maybe around there, and then Isak, like Isak being around. Yeah, like maybe 90, I think. We paid 130 or something, was ridiculous, I thought.
Yeah.
But, and I didn't think he was that level. Like, he was cold, don't get it twisted, the last seasons. But I didn't think he was like an over 100 mil striker player. I'm not going to lie, I didn't think that, to be fair, with Isak.
Yeah.
So, man, it's just interesting. It's interesting to watch. But to me, that's just how I feel. I ain't even have much to get to the game because it's just down to donkeyness, really, ain't it? Like, I can't... It's Konate's donkeyness. I can't even really blame Slot and tactics. We tried to defend well. Have an Ekitike, like what I said, have a good structure, which is what we had until that goal. Have a good structure, then have outlets and just quality players up there that can hopefully create a goal out of nothing, which we were able to basically do. And then Konate is absolute donkeyness, costs us, but then it all does come back to Slot because, like I said in the last episode, the defence position wasn't treated with the significance, and now you have to use the defenders you have. And like Konate is so fucked how he's playing this bad, but he's still our best option because Gomez, we can't after like just Gomez and centre backs a risk.
Do you know
it still probably would be better him and Van Dijk, I think. But
do you know what's going to be even funnier? Watch Konate have the games of his life when another centre back comes in and he's actually got competition. And then he looks like the player that Madrid were interested in. That's the ones I hate. Where now he's just like, I could just play shit. I'm starting tomorrow. Like, I could just walk about. I could literally run the ball into my own net and smash it into my own net, and I'm gonna start next week. But watch when he gets some competition, he'll suddenly step out. That's a nasty situation.
Yeah, man, it is. But man, a lot of the goals just really comes down to that. Really, like we've got the last minute. It shouldn't have been 9 minutes. Extra time, added minutes. Yeah, there's been a lot of like referee things that have gone against us this season. A lot of like weird decisions. To be honest, I don't think it should have been 9. That was excessive. Probably more like 5. After watching the Arsenal game, which was 4, that gave me a bit of context, and I was thinking, probably about 5. 9, okay, weird. Like that's a lot. Yeah, and obviously they got a goal, but there's a lot to cover as Slot. There's a lot to cover as Slot. To be honest with. We'll get to that. So we get to Slot, right? And I mean, I'd said that I do think he's a fraud, but I'm going back to his interview after the game, and the way he's talking about the game is he was saying things like, we made 3 goals. Like normally, generating 3 goals should be enough to like win the game and whatnot. And he's not wrong. Like I get what he's saying. However, the guy, when he speaks about football, it's like the defensive aspect of the game isn't even a thing. So when he speaks about, like, we did enough to get the 3 goals and this, that should be enough, but then we keep conceding them. It doesn't matter if Liverpool score 5 goals in a game today, we will concede 5. Yeah. That's where we're at. Yeah. So the thing is, as a manager, he seems to me like he neglects defence way too much. And when I say defence, it's not just about the defenders. It's not just about maybe even rotating them if they're not working. But it's off the ball stuff. Essentially, when you don't have possession, the game is defence. Whether you're an attacker, whether you're a winger, anything you do out of possession is defensive work. No matter, whether you're an attacker, winger, whatever. And from that aspect of the game, to me, he doesn't treat it with a lot of significance, and you can see it, and I think that is a lot of the reason why we concede silly goals. I can't really blame him for the corner. Yeah. Because the last goal, because apparently they were screaming to do their job. They were screaming from the touchline, everyone do something, but it's a back post again. Yeah. And it's always like schoolboy shit. I'm sorry, it's always schoolboy shit. Like someone's on the back post, gets a goal, obviously, bro. Like front post, back post, and the goalie area, 6-yard box should always be covered.
Yeah.
And the line, the touch line, so if you need to, someone can clear off the line. Those should always be covered, those areas. There should always be someone on that. And I don't know how, again, in that moment, after everything we've gone through, how we can concede a goal like that is a bit bad. But we were just speaking about it. But to me, Slot, he seems like a manager that's about... If we were to break it down percentage, attack and defence, he cares or spends about 70% on attack and only around 30 on defence. Yeah. Which to me is not like, for instance, I would say Arteta is about 60% defence, 40 attack. But that's always good. It should be 60. If you can get it close to 50-50 is the best.
Yeah.
But at match it should be 60 of one thing. Like if, for instance, I'll say Jurgen Klopp felt like he was 55% attack, 45% defence. Because you look at the way we press off the ball, from high up how we press. That's all defensive work. Anything when you don't have the ball's defence. So a lot of course there was a lot of attack and, the system of trying to get up heavy metal, get it up as quick as you can, this, that, that was all his attack and stuff. But there was a lot of focus on defence as well. Whereas Slot seems like there's not...
Sounds like Slot's taking you back to your Brendan Rodgers days.
Yeah. Like, it's just, can we outscore more than we concede? We can't play like this right now, bro. I'm sorry, we can't. We need to focus on defence because we have the level of player to get the goals, but we just need to be a hard team to concede goals against. So long as we can't defend our goal, it doesn't matter how many goals we generate, in my opinion, bro.
I mean,
I'm sorry, bro.
Learning from even our game as an example, there's still a limit to what you can do defensively if you just ain't got the players. I mean, you've said
I think we've got the players.
I mean, you've said your piece on how you feel about Kirkers. There's no secret. Right back seems like a rotating door. Like, who is your main? I know there's injuries and this and that, but who is your main right back? Yeah. That in itself is an issue. And then Konate is just not at the races this season, and Van Dijk is declining. I think that being such a big issue is why there's just going to be a limit to it's just so the reference with us is we're lost our two main ones.
But see, that's the thing, is me speaking defence doesn't necessarily
I know,
defenders.
But it overall that it comes down to that. What I feel
because of last game, if we're going to use last game as an example, fine, because it's absolute donkeyness on Konate. To me, defending corners is like a defensive thing where you just got to get it right, you know what I'm saying? Especially the defenders have got to be the vocal ones in corner defending. It's the centre-backs and full-backs that need to get everyone on their fucking job, to be honest, when it comes to defending corners, I think. So yeah, fair.
Because on the flip side, imagine there's a coach that's mad attacking, maddest attacking philosophy, but he's got no attackers that can put the ball in the net.
Yeah.
It then comes down to the fact that the quality, you can have the most attacking philosophy ever. Yeah. But you got a donkey up front. Then, and that's kind of how I feel about your. I'll just say, if you get your defensive signings right, then let's. And don't get me wrong, he shouldn't be given a pass because of that, because he had the option to do that. He should have done that. Yeah. But maybe that's, Leone, you didn't really account for that and all that. It's harsh, but maybe that's, I don't know. But
yeah, I think a lot of it is like reaction with what he says in the press, and it's just, when he was speaking about the game, he was speaking about it like it's only an attacking game. It's like just defending comes so third. It's there was one thing where he said we scored the goals, you expected to win, and then you don't want to concede. There was one thing where he said that, and that was third. And I know, to me, where we're at right now, that's got to be number one. Yeah. It has to. I know it seems so harder, but to me, it's not, bro. These guys last season, these centre backs were the best, arguably in the world. Arguably top 10 centre backs in the world and shit. Get the best out of him, bro. A lot of it's Van Dijk as well has been a fucking shambolic leader throughout this. The team is under your watch is absolutely just
turmoil.
Yeah, turmoil, man. It's just it's imploding from within, from the inside, and it's like you've got your teammate, like you've got your centre back partner, teammate who you've been playing with for quite a while now at this point, him and Kanate.
Yeah.
He's doing donkey shit every week. If it's not him doing donkey shit, you're doing donkey shit every week, and then you've got your other teammate in Salah who's now doing all of this craziness.
Yeah.
That like, as a leader, I'm looking a little bit at Van Dijk as well, whereas like this is all happening under your watch, bro. Whereas like, what's going on? You need to like lead the ship a little bit better, bro, because the last month or 2 months have definitely, all the errors have come from you lot, the defence. Sorry. It's been you lot making them, whether it's you handballing it and giving away a penalty, or Kanate doing donkey tackle giving away a penalty. You missed it, but he did one donkey header, Van Dijk. Our first mistake, because we're always waiting as Liverpool fans for the defence to make the first dumb donkey thing that they're going to do, because they're going to do a donkey action every single game basically. And then he did one header back, which was an awkward pass.
Who's this, Van Dijk?
It was an awkward pass back to either Alisson or Kanate. A header pass back has to go to one. It can't be either the goalie or this. That's where the strikers will pick up in between and then just smashing a goal. And like, he did one of these donkey headers, and we're lucky that we like sorted it. But it's like, even Van Dijk, he hasn't done well in terms of leading the squad at all this season. Rooney definitely got a checkmate on him. Yeah.
What's your solution for that though? Do you strip him or?
Well, we don't strip him of captaincy, but we definitely are working. We have to work towards his. What I don't like is in this window, I'm hearing a lot about our Salah replacement and Semedo and this, that. We need like 2 centre backs for certain before the next season.
Yeah.
For certain, and if Kanate leaves, free. Do you understand? Standard. So like, for me, I'm saying that next season we need to work towards. We get Salah out of here, 100. Like, next in terms of, it doesn't have to be in January for me. I'd rather it's summer. I'd rather keep Salah for the season. I would rather keep him for the season, but so long as he's happy to, like, have an impact off the bench, still be the highest paid player in second in the Prem, and get the send off of the second greatest winger of all time that you deserve at the end of the season. That you deserve. Yeah. And he shouldn't get all emotional and fuck that up. He shouldn't fuck up all those years for one season of turmoil where it's a new manager, and you know what I mean, he's being very emotional, to be honest. And if he can get over all of that and we can give him the send off he deserves, instead of him exiting on turmoil, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Because it's looking like that way right now with what he said, his comments. Should we quickly get up his comments? Yeah. Let's get to the Salah statement, bro, because there's obviously a lot to cover with that.
Yeah.
But my plan really is, so we get Salah out of here, and then we start next season with Van Dijk can still be the captain, but he's still a rotational piece. And on Henderson's last season for Liverpool, he played that role. Yeah. He was our captain, but he rotated a lot. There was a lot of moments you'll see him putting the armband on Van Dijk last season, because he would still be the captain, but then maybe we bring on a Thiago or we bring on someone else, and he understands, okay, my game is up here, put the armband on Van Dijk, but he'll get us to a good start in the game as a leader. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And maybe Van Dijk can try and do that next season a little bit. You can't really do that with centre backs, so maybe we'll have to see it to January. But he needs to be starting with someone else, with like a Gahey, maybe, and then the other one will need to be coming off the bench. Whether it's Kanate or Gahey, or Kanate or someone else coming off the bench for a Gahey or whatever. Yeah. And then January we move to that one who's rotating and Gahey or whatever. Van Dijk, I think from January, I don't mind him starting next season because he's a defender, and I think it's so hard to change defenders. I think it requires the most consistency in terms of playing together and chemistry because of offside chats, and VAR's made it a lot more, it's put it on steroids. So I do think that because of that, I wouldn't mind Van Dijk starting, but once we get to January, if he's looking like how he's looking, which he's just looking like he's kind of passing now and declining, and it's fair.
Yeah.
But if it's getting to that point, then because at this level we need the highest quality at Liverpool, and it could be a season without Champions League. So who knows?
That would be mad.
That would be mad.
The Mo Salah quote from yesterday. So the full thing he said. So quote marks. That I'm sitting on the bench for 90 minutes, the third time on the bench. I think for the first time in my career, I'm very, very disappointed, to be fair. I have done so much for this club down the years, and especially last season. Now I'm sitting on the bench and I don't know why. It seems like the club has thrown me under the bus. That's the big one. That's how I'm feeling. I think it's very clear that someone wanted me to get all of the blame. He's using big words.
Yeah.
I got a lot of promises in the summer, and so far I'm on the bench for 3 games, so I can't say they keep the promise. So let me ask you a few things on it, right? So
because I got a lot to get to.
So there's a lot. One thing I do want to, I guess, get clarity on, or if you even have an idea of this, is when he says I got a lot of promises in the summer.
I actually referred to this. So
this is part of the contract? Or?
So if you remember, I said it's politics. I've been saying Salah cannot be dropped because of politics. It's probably in his contract somewhere that he needs to fulfill a certain amount of game time. I said this in the past.
Right.
And that's what I believe was what's gone down at the team. And that's why now he's feeling like maybe it weren't in his contract and it was just a promise made to him. Just, what did they call it? Gentleman's agreement.
Yeah.
Potentially it was maybe that look, you'll get. Obviously, you give a big contract to someone you think is definitely, regardless, going to be playing a lot of minutes because they're your best player no matter what. But we're at that point now where the team are better without him, and I've said that for a while. The team are better, our results are more positive without you on the pitch. We play better without you on the pitch. And we're in a place now where we need everyone to work hard and no one can be entitled. There's a few things he said in this that I don't like, because he said basically he feels entitled to a spot because of everything he's done in the past. That's basically what he said. He shouldn't have to fight for his position because of everything he's already done.
If he has been promised something and that promise isn't being fulfilled, is he wrong
to come out and say this?
Maybe not to come out, but is he wrong to feel betrayed or to feel that he's been wronged? Maybe the way he's gone about it you won't agree with, but if this thing is saying about promises...
He's not wrong the way to feel the way he's felt.
Right.
He's not. Because where the wrongdoing is coming from is probably Slot. Probably, to be honest, because Salah's basically saying, look, it's his fault. Salah's basically, the way I see this is Salah's saying to the fans, look, we've got a great relationship. All we've known together was winning and success. With me and the team, you guys being in the crowd, loving it. This guy's now come in. The first season was amazing.
Yeah.
But now, you see where we're at, and it's this guy. Clearly, this guy's the issue. Is basically what Salah was saying. Plus, I feel like if a new manager comes in, there'll be a greater chance of them picking Salah because it's Salah. He's the second greatest winger in the Prem of all time. The new manager will want to come into the dressing room and
have peace.
You have peace, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? It could backfire though. It might be a manager who's just like, no, I actually think you're kind of done and this. So you never know if a new manager came in. But he thinks his chances are greater with a new manager as opposed to Slot anyway. Slot's got... Because if you notice, if Ekitike does start, the likely one who's going to come on out of the attackers is Isak, not Salah anymore.
Yeah.
Slot's basically done his signings. These are mine. And Salah's kind of in the back burner of the plans. As I said, we're at the short end of his stick now, to be honest. And he can feel that. Now... Salah speaks on he's done a lot for the club, you see. We've done more, this is equal. We've done equal amounts for each other. Salah can't, what I don't like is, no one's bigger than Liverpool. Let's all not forget this, 2014 guys, Salah turned us down for Chelsea. He turned us down. We wanted him back then. He went to Chelsea instead. Meant to battle it out. Didn't work, to be honest. Hazard, because I think Hazard's similar age. Yeah. So Hazard was the guy, okay, at Chelsea. Didn't work for him. So he ended up going to Roma. and Fiorentina.
Yeah.
To me, this is a level below Liverpool. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
This is like, it's not a bad level. Don't get it twisted. It's still Champions League. It might be that level where you get into the Champions League but don't make it through to the knockout. Okay, that's a level below Liverpool. Quite frank. We saved him and brought him back to the highest level of football. It's mutual. I don't care. No one's bigger than. It's not similar like when Ozil, like you said earlier, when Ozil came to Arsenal. He was a huge star, and Arsenal weren't at their best.
That's almost why you felt you owed.
You feel a lot more gratuity. To the player coming. Because you feel like you stepped a level down. To play at our club.
I guess in scenarios where, let's say, if we're relating it, in scenarios where Ozil might not run as much and feels that he's entitled to not run as much because we're so gratuitous, as you said. He's kind of earned that right. Whereas you're saying, Salah, it's a mutual thing what you've done for each other. So Salah hasn't really, like, Ozil almost did us a favour coming to us.
Salah will be way lower than Mahrez if it weren't for us. Let's just keep it like a buck. Let's just keep it a buck now, bro. You can say that, and don't get twisted. He done a lot of bits himself. We made a great system that helped him flourish. We created a system purely for him to flourish. I'm sorry, in terms of the work Henderson had to do with the covering of, if Trent goes up, we made a pure system for you to flourish, my friend. There's no way that man can. Mahrez would wash him if it weren't for what Liverpool did. He came in similar level as Mane. There's no everything I've done for the club. I'm sorry, I'm not having that, bro, because I think it's everything we done for you.
You took a chance on him, and boy did he repay you. And one thing as well, when you lose a manager of that stature, who's the guys that are going to drag you through that? That was really the real.
Okay, in terms of last season,
that was the real. Because
that's fair.
Everyone had Liverpool falling off. Everyone had Liverpool falling off. And usually when we've seen in the past, we've argued for ages about Fergie leaving, what that's done to United, Wenger on us and recovering and all of this. Klopp was their version of that in the modern day. He's gone, and no one's to tell what could have happened to Liverpool, but boy, did he deliver and have a goated season and kept Liverpool at up there. And I mean, you're almost kind of looking at where, I don't know if Slot is even a title-winning level man. We said this in the past before, but we've said... There we go. So he's essentially carried him, an under-par manager. Because like we were saying earlier, we were saying how this is almost how it would have looked if Suarez got Rodgers that trophy back in 2014. If Gerrard didn't slip. And Brendan Rodgers wins that trophy, a manager that's not really Premier League title-winning level manager, but because of Suarez's outstandingness, Rodgers would be a legend in Liverpool if it wasn't for that slip, and not undeservedly, but because of a player having leaving Earth. Salah did that for them, so you owe each other, but boy did he repay you back.
If Salah wants to come at Slot, you don't come at the team, bro. I'm sorry, especially the timing is mad. The team are paying you 1.6 million a month, second highest paid footballer in the Prem, probably top 5 in the world. Okay? The team of, and I get what he's trying to do. I think he's probably got a relationship with the owners and with Edwards and that. Yeah. I think he's trying to super step the manager. They're probably in talks a little bit. Look, we need to get, and I'm not fully opposed to that, by the way. I said I've got the projection at the beginning of this. I said the 6 games are big. We need to get 12 of the 18. Yeah, we're 3 games in, and we've got 5 of 9. Yeah, which means we're projected to get 10 of 18. That's not 12. Yeah, so we go into those fixtures. And so so far it's projected that Slot will get 10 of the 18 points. Then that means he failed the thing I'm speaking of. Right. And for all I'm concerned, they can both go. in January, and we treat this whole season as a rebuilding thing. A whole like this is just one of those seasons that goes under the bus. It's fucked up. We just won the league. We rebuild everything. New manager. He gets January. New philosophy. You got some of these players. We treat this whole season as a rebuilding thing as far as I'm concerned. And then start anew and start afresh from next summer.
Right.
Do you understand? Like we can take it there.
Right.
Like give like what basically Manu did a little bit with Amorim.
Yeah.
But then obviously this one's meant to be the one. He gets the Embremo and some of them, and now like the new manager come in, imposes him from basically January to summer.
Yeah.
Get some new signings.
Yeah.
And then I'm ready to take it there, bro. Because with Slot, like, to me, he doesn't look like the man. And then when I look at a lot of what I don't like is, I'm sorry, Trent left on bad terms. Salah now is going to leave on bad terms. Trust me, he's going to leave on bad terms, how it goes. And then I can feel it, Van Dijk's going to leave on bad terms. And you don't even need to say I can feel it.
Yeah.
I can just feel it, bro. Like,
he's
not, unless he maybe just goes in summer and it's like, he just kind of
disappears.
Yeah, like he just kind of says, you know what, man, I'm just going to let the team build a whole new thing. I'm going to go to like Ajax or something, and like, you know, like unless he does something like that, he's going to fucking leave on bad terms as well if he feels like he could still compete at this level, because he can't. So like, when I look at Slot and all of this, these are things I don't like. I said the Arnold thing as well, that we can't have all of our legends. These are legends at Liverpool, bro. They can't all just leave
on a sour note.
Sour notes, getting booed and things are all horrible. Now, a lot of this I do think is Salah has created a lot of this scenario himself.
Right.
Because of he just feels entitled to play. He can see that the team are doing better without him.
Yeah.
And I think his agent has basically got in his ear and said, look, I don't think you can get paid this type of money
in Europe.
Like, basically again, so if you look at his contract, it runs until 2027. Liverpool will definitely try and sign him summer, 100% now. Like, I was 100% there then when I made the vid. I'm 150% now. They will. If anything, it can happen in Jan. But his agent said, look, you're going to be 34 by the end of this season. I don't think you'll be able to get like a 1 year, even in Saudi, I don't think you'll be able to get a 1 year contract of 1.6 million a month. I actually don't think you'll be able to do it. Maybe 300 grand best a week, I think. And I know that sounds mad, but he's going to be like 30, because how old was Ronaldo when he went to Saudi? Similar age?
37 or something.
30, so a lot older. But yeah, like, he's going to be 34, I think, 34 at the end of the season. So his agent said, look, I think we can get in January a 2-year contract of what you're on now in Saudi, but you have to leave in January. You're 33. You still, he's looked okay. If you go AFCON and now do some bits, do some bits for Egypt. I think January come, we can get you. Still, you can make 1.6 million a month for maybe 2 more seasons. You know what I'm saying? So I think they've gone in his ear and told him, because it's very out of character for Salah. I'm sorry, he don't normally do things like this. He normally we know he has an ego, we know that. But he normally keeps things to himself and doesn't come to the media and speak stuff. Talk about Carragher mad and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I think has gone down. And now this is a game of like business and politics. This has like become so much bigger than football. What's happening at Liverpool? It's like big business games are being played here. And this is what happens when they decided to pay him this money, so this is what comes with it now. Do you understand? Because now he's been getting paid this since April this year. It's been a little while now. Like I don't want to like come off this. You know what I mean? If we just suddenly sell him like in Jan, which is probably. But before that, he basically doesn't start from here. If he don't start from here till Jan, like from here till summer, sorry, You think his value is going to be like he ain't getting what he's getting now, bro.
Yeah.
Like, thing, you haven't played in months. There'll be you haven't started in this long. Like, maybe you did something in AFCON. These are little like business political games being played in front of us, and he's trying to quickly get that move. Either get a slot out he wants, so that a new manager comes in. I'm back in. My value says I'm still at a great team, Champions League, this, that, and the third. Or slot stays. I leave in January, and players like the team fans. Do you want that? You obviously love me more than Slot, and we do. Don't like. Let's not get anything twisted. We do love you more than Slot, 100%, 100%. However, no one's bigger than the club. No one, and you can't. You're not going to play these little games with us and put our season and stuff in jeopardy for your greed. Do you understand? That's not going to happen at Liverpool. Like, you can take the bench for the rest of the season and get 1.6 mil a month up until summer.
But when he says it feels like the club are throwing him under the bus, that's almost like saying it feels like all the bad results you lot have been having, you've been making him the face of it when, like you said, wasn't involved yesterday, still dropped points to a relegation, to a promoted team. Why aren't we talking about Isak?
Because he doesn't like
that. Yesterday's results got nothing to do with Salah.
Yeah, but when he has been on the field, it's been clear that he doesn't.
But he wasn't on the field yesterday, and you still drop points. You can say positive, but Leeds ain't a positive.
I know. If you saw how they played against Chelsea, they bodied Chelsea.
So he's then
so they are that. One form.
Yeah, but he's then looked at that and said, actually, none of this was my fault. The manager just ain't good enough. Like, they're still dropping points to these men, and Isak's coming on doing fuck all. Wirtz is. Yeah, he's improving this and that, but he's not fulfilled his value. Why am I being talked about like this every week in games when I'm not even playing no more and nothing's... If these men were then smacking man 5-0 every week since I was dropped, then yeah, there's a point to be made. But actually, 3-3 and I didn't play at all. Maybe it wasn't me this whole time, and then he's come and said that, and that's when I think when I guess what you're saying is he shouldn't come out the team and stuff, but he's just saying the club are just blaming me for shit that isn't even my fault, like people like Carragher and media and all of this, when actually maybe there's bigger issues that you guys ain't looking at. And I think yesterday vindicated him a tiny bit.
There could be bigger issues in terms of the manager might not be good enough. That could be the issue. But I don't care what anyone says, Salah is not good enough either anymore. And like, I don't care what anyone says, bro. Like, he's not. I've seen enough. I felt this before we dropped him, and I don't care even if we want to say without the team we drew to Leeds, this, that, and the third, whatever. We look better without him. The attack, despite the fact that the attack didn't even look at their best, they put 3 goals up. Soboslai from right got a goal. Like, Ekatike got 2. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, Soboslai in your position got a goal, bro. And Soboslai cannot be dropped. He cannot be dropped. So, like, we need to really facilitate how he's the most that can't be dropped, by the way, out of everyone. So, if he needs to play, that was you all those years. Like, that was him all those years. He cannot be dropped. Salah, like, whoever it is, we need to facilitate, figure out what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it's now the same. This is how football goes. Do you understand? And now, you know, the pendulum is swung. Soboslai cannot be dropped. I'm sorry. And if we need to play him on the right so we can fit Wirtz in the middle, then that's how it is. The new signings are here now. And I know he had the promises. He felt like, I'm still going to be a part of this. But there'll be the new signings. And that he thought Soboslai. He thought that Soboslai was going to be the sacrificial lamb. Let's just keep it real. Like, he knew Wirtz was spending over 100 million on Wirtz. We're spending over 200 million strikers. He thought Soboslai. Like, so it comes down to who wants it the most. We thought, and him too. Thought that. Sorry, Sobo.
It's long for you.
It's looking long for you. You're going to be the one. But Soboslai had other plans. He had other plans, bro, and that is football. Do you understand? Like, I'm sorry, that is football. He came, he said, I ain't getting dropped for no one. And he said that in that's what I love, because he said, if you think a new signing's just going to get me out of a Premier League winning, then we'll see about that.
Yeah.
And it turns out Salah is the one. No one saw this coming, but that's how it's just turned out. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. And it's a competitive game. He understands that football is a thing of competition, and he knows that's why he's competed at the level he's competed. So you can't be mad when suddenly it happens to you. You know what I mean? Like, that's just a game, and yeah, he can feel the way he feels and everything. I don't like him being emotional during this. The timing is poor. You know what I'm saying? It's like games, it's agent games being played in front of us, and these agent games, is it worth like a legacy? I don't think so. I don't think his legacy is done. Like, if he leaves in January, we'll still love him. He'll have a good send-off still. Do you know what I mean? It won't go down like Trent. You know what I mean? He's given us definitely his best years.
But this the way it goes with the greats, man. Like Ronaldo at Man U, like, because the Liverpool fans that are against Salah in this, basically will be like, okay, so would you just prefer no great players then, and everyone behaves themselves, model pros and all of this, but you don't get that type of season Salah produced? Ronaldo at Man U, his final season when he did the Piers interview and all of that, and he was just went off on the club and exposed the club and everything. He was still employed by them at that time, but it's a similar ending. And it's like, yeah, this is what happens with these great players. It comes with it. Like, he gives you all the greatness, but he's going to let you know when things aren't going his way and he feels that the club aren't respecting him in the way he should. And Ronaldo was vindicated in his situation in the end. Man, you ain't done any better since. And they haven't had a player at that level since. And they haven't succeeded since. Are we going to see the same with Salah? Like, is Salah going to end up... Because Slot ain't good enough to... turn on this guy. Yeah, I get it that maybe Salah is finished and both can go, but the just a slight chance of a better coach coming in, and maybe Salah just not looking like a bum. He doesn't have to do what he did last year, but just not looking like a scrub. Like, is that more worth? Like, it's basically who's better to get out first rather than who's better to get out. So who's better to get out first?
Yeah, because they're both going, you're saying.
I mean, Slot could stay for a number of years. If it goes the way you want it to go, I guess.
Yeah, the reason I'm not Slot out yet is because of the... But if we don't get the... We'll revisit this on the New Year's Eve. If we don't get the points there, then what you just said, I'm more open to that. No. Obviously, I said I want to keep Salah till summer. You know what I mean? Like, ideally, in the ideal world, that's what I keep. So if Slot doesn't get the 12 points... then we go with a new manager. Manager, that's an asset on the side. Can we get the best out of you? Barring that, you still need to leave summer. Like, we still can't pay you another 1.6 until like 2027. You have to go somewhere. But like, we can still give it like another manager who can try and work things out. If Slot can't get these points, you've got 3 more games, 9 points left, and we're on 5. So you need to get 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you need to at least win 2 and draw 1 out of the next 3. At minimum. Or ideally win all 3. But minimum you need to win 2, draw 1. And if we don't...
Toodles.
Yeah, bro, that's how I feel. And I hope the board are on the same shit. So go on.
No, I mean, in conclusion, the greatest thing about this situation is you get an immediate opportunity to find out. With this AFCON shit, you get an immediate... Because... Yeah, Salah being on the bench and stuff, you can kind of see, but he's still around. He's still in the dressing room, so that energy is still about.
Yeah.
Now he's completely out of the way for a couple of weeks, maybe a month.
Depending on their performance.
Depending on their performance. So we get to kind of almost see immediately who's worth backing, who's right, who's wrong. If Liverpool don't go on a mad run while he's gone, then Salah's going to be vindicated.
Yeah, it's true. And it still aligns with the point thing I said at the beginning of the month. You've got to get them points. You've got to get those 3 more games, 2 wins and a draw, man. It's as simple as that. And then the pressure's on because we got Inter Milan in the Champions League on Tuesday. We need to win because in the Champions League thing we dropped big points and the goal difference. We got smacked about like this. goal difference is big in this little Champions League table thing now. So because you don't get many games in the league thing, so like we need to really win that, to be honest. So there's still a lot of pressure, and it wouldn't surprise me if Salah starts that one against Inter. We'll see. Maybe he don't after his comments. Yeah. And maybe he don't, bro. And I mean, we've looked better without him, if we're going to be honest. So maybe we don't. It's going to be interesting to see, and we'll go again with that. But yeah, there's just a lot for Slot. And I said, it's like if things aren't looking good for him because he has to play the defenders that he has because he didn't prioritise that at the time. And you've seen how that cost you last game. But now we just got to keep going and see, and you've got to work with this system. And I don't think if we can't beat these relegated teams, like come on, like who's Sunderland we drew, Leeds we drew. So if we can't really like beat these teams that have just been relegated, I'm very reluctant to give the manager another batch of money for another window. Do you know what I mean? You got to really win these games to stay, in my opinion. That's really how it should be, and the fans know it should be that way. Everyone feels that way. They don't want to say. Liverpool, we're very reluctant to fire a manager and set a manager out, but we kind of all know that like that's 18 months now that you've been at the team, and we will have to see. So like I do have a big feeling that if we don't get those 12, he'll get sacked. If we don't win, draw, draw, win, I do think like it's gonna be that's it. I do honestly think it's gonna go down like that as well. So. Yeah, man. It's just, and again, another big week. Like he should have sealed it, bro. Like you could have almost sealed it. Like you got a win, a draw. Just that game. If you just win it, we would have been fifth. Like a point from top four, back within. It's so tight, everything is. But yeah, as if we let it slip in the last 9 minutes of the game, like added minutes, it's just pathetic. You know what I mean? And we've got to get over that, bro. But yeah, just that's it, really. I have in terms of the Salah thing. It's a big situation. Obviously I want to keep him until summer. That's ideally what I want to do, but if he's going to give us an ultimatum, it will ultimately depend on Slot and his performance, whether he ends up going in Jan. But if we win let's say we win the next 3 games and Salah's at AFCON, if he's not able to hack being on the bench, then he can leave Jan. That's how I feel. So like yeah, like it's a big, and yeah, the next 3 Prem games, I do not think he'll be there. I don't think he'll actually be there. So yeah, it's big. Let's say we win all 3, and you can't deal with the bench, mate. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to bruv, you're gonna have to either deal with that or leave, man. But yeah, the next topic, World Cup draw, yeah. England. So do you want to quickly get up the England's group?
Yeah.
I know they've got Croatia, England, Ghana,
Panama.
And Panama. Yeah, I believe. Yeah, very interesting group. England should top. Obviously, I think Croatia, England are the highest FIFA rating out of those teams. Obviously, it was more like a decade ago when Croatia were one of the better international teams. Now it's been us. We've kind of replaced Croatia in that position of getting to finals, not winning, but getting to finals and getting to like semis and that. So,
exciting. I
would say we're definitely the favourites in that group.
I mean, Croatia aren't the team of with
we've
Modric.
Replaced them what they used to be. I'd say
pretty much, man. And Modric, funny enough, will probably still actually be there, but it's a 40-year-old Modric now. Rakitic, I don't even know if Rakitic is playing anymore. He might have retired this season.
Perisic is at Tottenham, no?
Not at Tottenham. He's I forgot. He might be PSV, I think. Or something like that. But they're not the same. So you're expecting them to go unbeaten and really should have a perfect record in that group. Ghana might present.
They've got players.
Kudus. So Ghana might present Semenyo. Kudus, so they might present a problem.
So we get to the World Cup draw. Of course, England, they've got Panama, Croatia and Ghana in their group. I'll say we're definitely favourites to win it in terms of our group. For sure. I think we literally swapped with Croatia. So like in the last decade, you can say, or around a decade ago, Croatia were the team that would maybe get to the finals or semi-finals and not win it.
Mm.
Whereas now, and then we will be the team that make it out of the group, but maybe don't get past the round of 16 or quarters.
Yeah.
But I think that's flipped. I think us and Croatia will both make it out the group.
Yeah.
But they will probably be more likely round of 16s
Mm.
or quarters, and then they don't really.
You think
progress
Croatia
further than that?
better than Ghana?
Actually, that's a very good. Yeah, Ghana aren't to be slept on. They've got some good
Semenya,
players.
Kudus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun to watch though.
Yeah.
You expect England to get a perfect record really in that group and
Yeah.
get out and obviously progress far in the competition.
Yeah.
The only other interesting, what do you think of?
Yeah. What are the interesting groups, like the big ones? What's the group?
I'm kind of looking at that France, Senegal, Norway group.
Okay.
Senegal, not sure who quite is banging at Senegal these days right now.
Still.
Mane probably still.
Yeah.
I don't know if that Asana Diao is Senegalese or someone else. I can't remember. But Senegal always have like a decent player or two. But Norway, obviously, you know, they've got the best striker, arguably one of the best strikers in the world.
Yeah.
Top two. And then Odegaard as well.
Who else? France is in that.
Yeah, France.
Oh,
and then
France gonna smack that group.
FIFA playoff 2, so that's undecided. It means that a team's still waiting to qualify for it, I guess.
Okay.
For that last spot.
Is there like a group of death? What would you
Looking
say is
at
a group
it,
of death?
Looking at it, I'm not sure. 'Cause there's a few group teams here where they're unconfirmed because they've still got players to play. But you imagine any team that's still in that scenario isn't really a top team.
Exactly.
So I mean, I don't know. You can look, but I would
have a little look.
Spain,
Brazil,
Europe.
Morocco, Scotland.
Yeah, that's a big
Group
one.
C. I think that's interesting. That group is.
What do you think that Spain, Uruguay one?
Spain.
Uruguay
They
ain't
are alright, but like.
Yeah.
But,
Uruguay
yeah.
ain't really got players like that.
Yeah, not really. I'm definitely gonna go with
Brazil.
Yeah, that Brazil group
Yeah.
because I think Morocco
Yeah, they're
move
great.
at a high level. To
Yeah.
be fair, like they're a very good team. They've got good players. They're still like at a high level in terms of their players. And then who's it? Brazil.
Morocco, high team.
Well, Scotland are on great form.
Yeah.
They've got some decent players, bro. Like McTominay's done well.
Yeah.
Robertson is obviously still playing for Scotland. They won that big fixture.
Yeah.
So the way it is with the qualifiers is that you can look, because they go on for so many years, the form can be like really bad like at the beginning, but then since that was when McTominay was like at Man U, like you know what I mean? But now, since he's been one of the better midfielders in the world, you can argue, like that form is now, so now they've looked a lot better towards the end of the qualifying and they've actually made it.
Yeah.
And then they might just move off that momentum. So that group is to me the one to definitely look out. They'll have the most fixtures we watch, I think. And Brazil are just interesting, bro. I think Brazil, it's funny because my friends like Marcus, Jody, Taylor, they were telling me that Brazil, like their squad is so weak for like a Brazil squad. I remember they were saying this at the end of last season. I was like, don't sleep on Brazil, bro, because they've got Gabriel, arguably one of the best centre backs in the world. They've got Alisson, arguably one of the best goalkeeper in the world. They've got up top Vinny, who's definitely, you can say, one of the best attackers in the world. And then in midfield, I guess their best midfield would be Guimaraes. Like that's where they're a bit weak, but he's still great. He's a top player, you know, like a top prem midfielder. So like they've got some really good players in their team, bro, and I think they can't be slept on. They've got like a lot of talent.
That's true.
In their team.
And I think also just the freedom Ancelotti will give to those ego. Like, to be fair, Vinny might be the only one with an ego. Richarlison's someone that thinks he's better than he is, I guess. But
they've got Cunha, who's on good form.
Ancelotti giving them freedom, I think will do good for them. I think they need a coach like that. I think that always suits them. Rodrigo is obviously sick as well, and then Joe Linton in midfield. I think their midfield is the weakest. I mean, Casemiro, you can argue Casemiro probably still starts. Which would be a bit of an issue. He's having a good season, but
They got Marquinhos as well as Gabriel. He's been doing good for PSG lately, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's their captain now.
Yeah,
Exactly. So him and Gabriel should be a good centre back pairing. You know what I mean? Like, so I think they're ones to not be slept on. I know no one ever sleeps on Brazil, but they've actually got a pretty good balanced squad in terms of tricky players and light engine, and they've kind of evolved a bit to a team that, like, Brazil actually produce like engine type players now, like physical type, like Guimaraes type players that are a bit more physical and engine-y now. Do you know what I mean? Even like Gabriel's a bit more of a physical, like Brazilian type. So Joe Linton, we know how Joe Linton is in terms of physicality. So like, I think they've got a decent balance of both. Neymar will probably make the squad, no? Yeah, that's
like that would be off. Like, I mean, that would be off. We respect your legacy type energy, but boy, like these days, he's not. He's not looking the same. I mean, I think he's fighting relegation in Brazil right now.
Yeah, mad. That is mad. I mean, I'm sure Ronaldo will make for Portugal.
Yeah.
Do you reckon Messi will play for Argentina?
I think he might put himself out there. Yeah. I think he might.
Okay, this would be very interesting World Cup, because a lot of the GOATs in our era kind of coming to the end in it, so it could be quite legacy defining, I think.
Yeah.
This World Cup in it, and Mbappe could come and do a madness.
Yeah.
Because he could surpass like CR7. I mean, he won't have a Champions League, but it's inevitable, I think, at Madrid, if he's going to commit himself to there for at least 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
He's had the best finals performance we've ever seen in a World Cup final. If he wins this World Cup, he's already won a World Cup, innit? He hasn't won a Euros, he's won a World Cup.
And I think he's like already at like 400 goals, career goals or something already.
Yeah,
so.
like if he wins this World Cup, his trajectory is definitely better than CR7 in my opinion.
At the same age?
Yeah, his trajectory, yeah. If he can continue going till 35 like Ronaldo, I mean, Ronaldo's going to go till he's 40, but I think if Mbappe can go till he's 35, gets a couple of Champions Leagues under his belt, like he's 26 now.
Yeah.
In the next 9 years, maybe only you need 2.
Yeah.
2 Champions League, 2 World Cups, like all the goals we've seen, the way he impacts the game, I don't know, bro. I think the debate is there. So this could be a very legacy defining World Cup.
Yeah.
I think. And then England I think England are at their best position to ever to win one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Really, it was when we had Gerrard and all them, but they couldn't work together. But we've been looking like the team that are knocking on the door the most. So yeah, man, it's big, innit? We've got a lot of great players too. So
yeah,
it's a legacy defining one. It's a big World Cup, bro.
No, it is. It is.
And we didn't even really like think about that much, to be honest.
The World Cup, I think it's huge in that regard. I think so I'm trying to get one of the old question of the week, but there's big legacies. I mean, we were even saying the other day that Ronaldo winning this, potentially all of a sudden that conversation gets brought back to the table, and even though Ronaldo winning it, I don't think he'll be the absolute superstar of the show, but he's likely to have an impact, and Portugal have a good enough team to put themselves in there. Ronaldo has a World Cup in his armoury.
You put him as a GOAT.
There's a conversation to be had.
Sure.
I mean, I'm always going to go with the ability. So I'm still more of a Messi, but you've got to be open to the conversation, because he's got him in Champions Leagues and then a World Cup with it. He's got his Euros already. He's got the little international friendly cups that you get. Done it in multiple leagues. There's an argument.
I think like if he does win the World Cup, Ronaldo, I might just need to put him as a GOAT because of his mentality, because it's just like he just goes winning it everywhere. Like he's just won everything he can win. At that point, I don't know if he's ever won the Saudi thing, but probably in the league he competes in. So like I think that would just have to put him down as a GOAT. The 1,000 goals all recorded, like his little thing that he's going for. He's really fought for it though. He's trying to play it off like it don't matter.
Yeah.
But if he wins that World Cup, he knows he's gonna.
Yeah,
The next interview, the third Pierce interview. Trust me, it'll matter.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, man, it's legacy defining. I think this World Cup, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, so should we get to a question of the week?
Yeah. So it's on one of our. It's on an episode. I don't think I screenshotted it though at the time. I do vaguely remember it, so I'll be able to quote it. And if the person that asked it is watching and I misquote you, apologies in advance. But I believe it was along the lines of, what position do you think is the hardest to scout in football?
To recruiting.
Yeah, to recruit. And that's a really, really good question, by the way.
It is.
Really good question. And I still haven't given it much thought. But going off the cuff, I'll say...
Centre back for me, easily. What's yours?
Go on. Well,
I'm going to go centre back. Now, a lot of it is my history as a Liverpool fan. I think that's always a position we haven't been very particularly strong in. That's why we love like Van Dijk so much, because like in our past, in my history, it's been like Van Dijk, Matip, Lovren was a bit of a bust, to be honest. He ended up alright in the end though, it was a bit of a bust. Agger and Skirtle were like okay. Hippier was great for us, but the greats I've experienced are like Hippier, Carragher, Van Dijk, Matip and Kanate. I'll put Kanate in there, and Joe Gomez. That's like it. Like I can only name like 6 for me that I thought were great. Like Agger and Skirtle were good. Do you know what I mean? But at the time, we were at a time where our levels were a little bit lower. So like, but those are the only 6 I can say which, and even look at Kanate now, I think recruiting for centre-backs, the chemistry that's required in terms of, especially today, the VAR. Like, today, a player like Vidic would not be like as...
Great.
Yeah, bro. Like so many of his challenges then would be like penalties now. And shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, think 100%. Like, so it's like such a hard. To me, like it's such a hard position to like recruit for. Get like pinpoint perfect. It's always evolving with like, can you play with the ball at your feet? Have you got pace? Like the physicality end of it. That's always been a thing with like your Ferdinands and that. But personally, I think centre back.
I do like that as well, because I like that as well because it's not even dependent on just a centre back alone. It's like the centre back that already exists at the team. Can this one we bring in match it? Like will they complement each other well? And you know, like an example I guess would even be when we had Vermaelen. He was great for us. Like, he would score big goals. He was a good defender, talented defender. And then we bring Koscielny in, pretty much a similar type of profile in terms of likes to win aggressive, leaves the last line, wins the ball higher up, a bit short, not shorter, but like, you know, like below 6'2", so it means they're more of the aggressor. They're more on the floor type of defenders rather than aerially dominant. And then we tried to put them together and it just didn't work at all. It just wasn't a good partnership. It's like, but these are both good centre backs, so why? But it just was a terrible partnership. And then you find out that you bring Per Mertesacker in on a deadline day, who you would say is the least talented of the 3, but it turns out they both suited playing with him more, and it ended up being the situation. So I think centre backs, because of the layers of, I mean, I was initially going to say striker, and maybe part of me still feels that way in the fact that like there's so many things. Like obviously the level of league that you're signing a player from matters. Sometimes then you can get someone in where you think, okay, this guy is meant to be a goal scorer. He's all about goals and stuff, and then you bring him in and he hasn't got the mentality to deal with it at the level you bring him into. And then you're saying, okay, but maybe that's not part of the game. But like Gyökeres, for example, when we found out he wasn't scoring goals, people were then praising other parts of the game that they didn't think he had. And then now we get a few weeks in, we're finding out actually those qualities weren't that great either. But we've got someone that isn't able to recreate the same level of goals in this league that he was over there. Like it makes it a bit tough, I think, with strikers, because there's so much mental thing that goes into it too. Like, how do you bounce back? How do you handle going through a drought? How and like you were saying with centre backs playing out the back now, how do you press now is a new thing for strikers. That was never the case back in the day, but now, you know, you have to be physically robust and you have to press well, you have to be clever, you have to make the right movements. So I think overall in ability, I think striker is still the hardest, but I think the most techie one, like you're saying, is the centre back one, because of everything else you've got to consider around it in terms of, can he suit the other player that he's going to play with? And that's always going to be a partnership. A striker can do it on his own. Centre back has to have a partner. So
it's such a recruitment thing to think. There's so many things to think about in recruitment for a centre back. Like even the left back, is he left footed? The way if you're signing an LCB, I'm saying, you got to think about the left back, the right back, his foot, even the centre mid that's in front of him, his feet, in terms of like what foot is he comfortable on playing out the back. There's so much like things to think about when I think about centre backs and defence. And then just when I look at our history, it's been one where there's not even much I can reference where I'm like, oh, this has been great for us. Like most of them have kind of been only the six I named. You know what I'm saying? I've been like thinking, do you see how I feel about Kanate now? And he was part of that six. That's arguably same happened with Carragher towards the latter stage of his career. So like, yeah, man, I think it's just such a difficult. Van Dijk is looking fucking done as well. So it's such a difficult one. Like those, when you get a good one, you need to hold on to them for like so long. You know what I mean? Like with centre backs, that's how I feel. Like strikers, I get it, but you can kind of. I'm spoiled with Liverpool, but Robbie Fowler, Michael Owen, Torres, Suarez, like I can go on forever. Sturridge, I love, like, but with defenders, when we've got a good one, we want to hold for like a good decade, bro. Like, because to me, recruiting for that is like a difficult. It's long, it's hard, it's techie. There's so much to think about, so many aspects. So. For me, definitely centre back is my answer. But yeah, man, I think that's it, bro. Another episode.
Did I really make this?